Good evening and welcome to Girlfriend Minute. I am Shar.
And I'm Pascal.
How are you? Why do you sound so far away?
I don't know. It's weird. Can you hear me? Am I better now?
You seem a little better. How do I sound?
You sound fine. And I have it like right up to my face. I don't know.
Who
Is
knows?
that is that okay?
Yeah, you sound better
Okay.
now.
All right. Maybe I just needed to bring it closer to me
I have water.
as usual. I can't have water. If I have water right now, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Right?
Yeah, so I think it's just, easier not to drink right now. But I'll have to stop every
So
5 minutes to go to the bathroom.
bathroom,
Be like,
right?
hang on, guys, hang on, pee time.
So how was your week?
My week was okay. A little bit stressful. Couple things going on with my dad and my little baby grandson. But other than that, I mean, I got through this week. Thank God for my workers that were here. They can hold down the fort, so thank God for them. Um, so my dad has bladder cancer, and he went to the doctor not this past week, but the week before, and he had one area that he had already removed, and he was perfectly fine. And then they were just checking on him, and they ended up finding five more areas. So they had to go back in and they had to take all that out and do all of that. So we just want to make sure that he didn't get his bladder perforated into. And, thank God the doctor didn't have to go that deep. Um, and we won't get the results for about another week and a half or so. And then my grandson had to get a vagus nerve stimulator in. So hopefully, once they activate it, then it will decrease or get rid of some of his seizure stuff. So, crossing our fingers. And that was
Definitely.
my week. Yeah. And today's
Definitely.
Sunday, and I'm so happy tomorrow's Monday and my
Well, one
relaxation
of us
day.
is.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Actually, I am
sorry.
too.
Yeah, okay, good. How was your week?
Oh, my week is, my weeks are okay. Dealing with some family stuff and just trying to see how that's going to play out because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And this also, ironically, was the weekend that I ended up drinking the most just because I had plans. I went to a wine class with my good friend Lara
How
down in Port
fun.
Charlotte, which is like a few hours away because a mutual friend, her good friend, won a class in an
Mm-hmm.
auction. So they invited us. So we drove down, and then yesterday I had a facial, and then I met our other friend Crystal. She just got back from her cruise from Alaska,
Oh, how fun.
and we played catch up a little bit and did some shopping, or tried to, and I came home, and then today I met a coworker today. We were going to go to this Bloody Mary bar event, but it was way down on St. Pete Beach, and there was no parking to be had.
Oh my
No matter how
gosh.
many times we circled and all that stuff and waiting for people, I mean, it was packed. So we ended up,
Wow.
actually, it was past the girl. So we ended up coming back to St. Pete Beach and going to a place called the Toasted Monkey and having drinks and lunch there and just chit chatting and spending a few hours. And then we ran a few errands, and here we are.
Okay. Well, no wonder you had all these drinking events. I
I
would be
know, right?
drinking all weekend too.
Well, it's too much for me. I just,
No, I sometimes I agree it is too much, but if you get those like really light drinks, which did you? I'm sure you did.
well, wine
They're
is wine.
wine is wine. Yeah, you can't change that.
And I did not drink yesterday. I had water because
Okay.
walking out around downtown St. Pete in the sun, oh
Dehydration.
my gosh, I was like, I need water, please, just
Yes.
bring me water. I just, I
Well,
just,
yeah, alcohol will dehydrate you too,
yeah.
so
So
of course.
I didn't want any more, um, booze. And then because I knew
Yeah,
today I'd be having booze, so
right, right. Well,
So
sounds like you and I have had a very stressful week. So here we are, hopefully talking about something light.
something entertaining.
Yeah, something very entertaining.
Something entertaining. So I asked the question, can you be friends with an ex? So Pascal, can you be friends with an ex?
Not the ones that I've had, no. I cannot. Because I can't be friends with a liar and I can't be friends with a cheater. So no, the answer for me is no, but that's me. I mean, I've heard a lot of people that are okay with being friends with their exes and they have no problem doing so. For me, no, because it's not, for me, it's black and white. There's no colors in between. So there's no, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to leave. I'm going to come back. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that little back and forth thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, no, the answer for me is no.
You know, and that I've had a few relationships, and we've never been friends. And it was in high school, and it's typically because they were mad that I wouldn't commit.
Yeah. But
Like,
that's high school.
I think we should get married. No, I'm not doing that.
Not in high school, we're not. Or even
You know,
right. Yeah.
after, oh yeah. So we never
Yeah.
spoke again.
Right.
So, but my theory's always been they're next for a reason.
Yeah.
And I guess it depends on the dynamics and the reason why you didn't stay together, and depending on how long you were together and what the relationship was like and what made you go your separate ways and choose different paths. But I've
True.
always been the big believer they're next for a reason.
Well, yeah, they are next for a reason.
And I don't have a lot of relationship experiences, so I don't have.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've had like three steady relationships, like where I can say they were long-term relationships. One was in high school, but that one was short-lived because I ended up moving over here, so there really wasn't anything to it. I had to sever ties regardless. I mean, I did still keep in touch. But then he had moved on, found somebody else and had babies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then his father shot him. So, yeah, that's another story for another thing, which I'm sure you probably heard about it. It was in that area there where you guys live. So my next relationship, I thought we had a really, really good relationship. We were together for about 7 years, and I wasn't in this big hurry to get married. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
was okay with our relationship the way it was right now at the time. And so then when he started acting differently, then I kind of, your switch goes on and then you're like, okay, something's happening right now. Like, what is it? And then once I found out that he ended up cheating, I was like, okay, that's it for me. Like, I'm done. And then the other relationship I had was from like 2004 to, I don't know, I would say it could have been maybe 6 years, maybe 7 years. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I found out that he was a liar, I was like, okay, that's it. Done. End of story for me. Like, and I never went back. I did run into the first relationship that I had for a little while and
Yeah.
never said hi to him, never looked him in his face, just kept on going. So didn't really give a crap.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes, um, when you've been in a relationship where it's, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. The
Yeah,
bad does outweigh the
exactly.
good eventually. It
Yeah,
gets exhausting.
it is very exhausting.
It's very
Very
exhausting. You
exhausting.
burn your bridges, and at some point, your words mean nothing. Mean
Just-
nothing.
No, they absolutely mean nothing. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Okay, go.
we've been dealing with some of that with some family members this week, where I'm hoping she finally has learned that his words are empty and mean nothing, and that he uses them to manipulate to get his way. Even though it's a stressor on the family, I'm hoping she has learned, the family situation, that,
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Yeah. Enough should be enough. I mean, by that point in time, there's nobody worth it in this world if you have to keep going through struggles with that person and keep on getting tired from the relationship. Nothing is worth it, to be honest. The relationship that you have with your significant other should be a nice, relaxing type of relationship. And I'm not saying it should have no effort as far as being together. Other things, of course, that come into play are, just normal, regular, everyday things that you have to deal with. People get into fights about stuff like that. That's normal, and I'm not talking about that stuff. But
No.
your relationship should be effortless.
Correct.
As far as being together. As far as being together. Like trusting and all of that stuff. It shouldn't have all this drama all the time.
No, there should be no drama, and the family should not be involved in the drama.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Part of it too with this family member is that his family, they're not passionate. They call themselves passionate. They're drama.
Yeah.
There's a different debate about being passionate, but the mom can't do anything without talking to the one son, but you're not married to the son. You never talk to the dad. And then, then there's phone calls back and forth, and then they're reaching out to another family who lives in Hawaii, who's not even here dealing with anything. It's all drama. That's all drama.
Yeah.
It's not adulting.
No, that's not adulting.
And we don't, I don't do that. I'm just like, I'm out.
Well, yeah, that's too much consulting others. And believe it or not, I understand what you're talking about. So in an Arabic relationship, usually, and it's not every culture, every Arabic culture, it's just some of them. From what I've witnessed, the family does get involved, and you have to ask the oldest person, which usually is an uncle or a grandfather or somebody who's of that sort or that nature. And they have to get involved if you guys are in conflict or fighting or think you want to get a divorce or you're not going to be together anymore or whatever the case is. It's like they have to involve themselves. And I just don't understand why you have to get involved. I'm not with you.
It's not your feelings that are hurt.
No, it's not.
It's not your feelings that have to look at this other person every morning and just tell yourself, I just accept it, whatever that is.
Exactly. And that's a lot of
like. Many do.
They do. It's like the parents dictate who you're going to be with because they chose that person or they said they come from a good family or what have you. But then it's like they're not the ones that go home with the other person at night.
Correct.
They don't know what's going on in the house. Correct. They don't know, only hearsay. So.
And when one person never ever remembers anything they say or do,
of course,
anything.
Yeah, they look like an angel.
Struggling so hard to be heard. Mm-hmm. It just is like, it's old. I'm done. I'm over it. It burns bridges. And
it does.
Like you can't talk to that person because then there's no trust. You can't rely on them to remember events correctly, to have an adult conversation.
Exactly. It makes it difficult. And I don't think any family member needs to be involved in any relationship. I mean, unless it's a relationship that somebody else is being hurt and they need help to get out of or whatever, that's a different story. But when it comes to just normal everyday stuff, like they don't need to be involved with all of that.
No.
Just figure out, do some critical thinking and figure out how to fix the relationship. And if it's fixable.
And for me, I know how I am. So I know things that I've accepted or I've allowed or whatever the case may be. It always circles back around for me and bothers me.
Absolutely.
5,
Absolutely.
6, 7 years later, it's like a vicious
Yes.
cycle. I'm reliving it all, just different scenarios that are catching up to me. And it's the
Absolutely.
same, but it's the same, you
And
know?
that's the problem.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's the problem is that it always ends up being the same conflict. It's never something totally out of the ordinary.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's the same
Yeah.
shit, different day, different year, different month.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
So
why I cannot be friends with anybody. So,
you know,
not
it would
my
be,
not my
it's hard. I mean,
exes.
if there was turmoil, which
I've
typically
been
there is.
There is, well, okay, here comes another scenario, right? Let's say you are friends with your ex. Okay, and you just, the feelings are still there. I'm sorry. There's no way you cannot take those feelings, especially if you are intimate together and you've been together. Let's say you live together. Let's say you've spent your waking life together, right? So there's always going to be those feelings towards that person. And one day maybe, you'll go, not that you'll go back to the relationship, but you'll go back to just the sex, or you'll go back to whatever it is, you
Well,
know?
some men posted, well, as long as it's friends with benefits. Well, I hate that comment,
Oh,
so I deleted them
yeah.
because it's just ignorant. Of course, there's going to be the few that that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm asking. And that's a,
No.
a very typical male. Sorry for the men out there who aren't like that, but more than likely. So my good friend Laura is friends with her ex, but they've been raising Olivia. Because Olivia doesn't even remember them living together in the same house or being married because she was a toddler when they separated.
Right.
So they are friends, um, because of having to raise Olivia and stuff. And Laura's not spiteful, and Mark's not spiteful.
Right. See, that's a good
So,
combination then.
but they do not work well together. They're better
Yeah.
off as, and when I say friends, it's Olivia's doing this or Olivia's doing that. You want to come to this, you want to come to that. Or Olivia
So
now is going to be a
parenting.
senior next year, so she communicates her own stuff. But in the past, when she wasn't and she was little, Laura had to do the communicating and homework assignments and all that stuff. So,
Sure.
I don't think it will ever involve sex again. She's in a committed relationship. She's got this boyfriend. She's had him a long time. And he's like a dad to Olivia. Bought Olivia her first truck for her first car and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And so I don't know that it's necessarily going to be you go back for the sex and stuff. I do think they're exes for a reason. Um, and my thing is like if I spent any time with you and I no longer want you in my life, I'm pretty sure I don't want you in my life in the future. Even to hang out, I'm probably
Exactly.
like, yeah, I've done my time. I'm good.
Well, exactly. I mean, there has to be a reason, obviously, why you called him their ex, like you said. And the reason is that you guys are not well together. And that's it. I mean, and you don't have to be friends with your exes. It's not something that's mandatory. Nobody says, okay, you have these exes, you were together for so many umpteen years, and okay, you need to be friends with them. No, it's not. Sometimes you just don't click with certain people and they cannot be your friends, and that's it.
Sometimes you grow and you move on and you move apart and they no longer fit in your life.
Exactly.
Someone wrote, I think it depends. Sometimes people grow apart and you still love and care for each other, but when someone lies or cheats, the trust is gone. And it's hard
Hmm.
to keep the friendship. If people were honest, I think they can salvage a lot. But once you are hurt so bad, it's hard to forgive and still be friends. I think the bigger thing is people grow. I mean, don't get me
I
wrong. A lot of people cheat. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But a lot of people grow too.
Right. Well, and then as you're growing, your toleration of things becomes different.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So let's say you're younger and okay, he cheats on you when you're in your 20s and he comes back and he gives you, this love story or blah blah blah. You're like, "Okay, I'll take you back. Okay, let's try it out or do whatever." It's different than when you're in your 40s, 30s or 40s and then you're like, "Oh, he cheated. Oh, well, fuck him. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I don't have time for you."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you've outgrown that bull crap.
I've outgrown probably a lot more than that, and that's just kind of the icing on the cake.
Right.
you know.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of things that change the dynamics of relationships. Um, One of my coworkers, nope, they are an ex for a reason, and that's always kind of what I say. So, someone else wrote, depends on the guy. One abusive ex is a definite no, but with all my others, they were great guys and we always stayed friends. Someone said yes, but didn't elaborate. Someone just said it depends. Someone said, I think when it comes to having kids, it's good to be cordial with your ex, but not necessarily being friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you have to be,
And that can
dogs have to be
happen with
civil.
some people. Yeah, that could
Hmm.
happen. Yeah.
Uh, Someone else said absolutely. Someone said depends on the ex if they cheated or did you or on you or did something bad, then it was very difficult to have a friendship.
Well,
Um,
and we, a lot of people seem to be saying that, and it's just like beside just your ex in any relationship. If I was your friend, you lied to me or backstabbed me, am I going to keep you as my friend? No,
no. Well,
no.
and there's a girl we know mutually from school who lives in her
Hmm.
house and never hardly ever leaves. She doesn't offer anything. She'll message me. She's like, "Hey, how are you?" And it's the same thing. I'm sad. I'm depressed for the
Yeah.
past 10 years. And she brings nothing to the table to talk about.
Well, yeah,
So,
exactly.
so no, you move and grow on, grow up and
Yeah.
grow, move on, because she offers nothing. They got to bring something to the table. And when they stop bringing something to the table, it can't survive.
No, it's not a friendship anymore. It's like just calling to say, hi, I'm depressed.
Yeah, well, and it's not any relationship. In a couple relationship, they're not bringing anything to the table and they don't grow, and it's the same for 20 years and same and the same. It's like, I'm tired of the same.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
don't do the
You
same for long. I get
No,
bored.
me neither. I get bored too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have some spunk in your life, something.
Yeah, you gotta have something. You
Something.
gotta be as adventurous and outgoing. You gotta have something that makes it exciting all the time. Well,
Mm-hmm.
enough. I mean, you have to work and all that stuff, but bring
Well,
something into it.
exactly. And it's funny that we're saying stuff like that because yesterday, as a matter of fact, actually, I was talking to one of the guests that we had on, Iman, my
Hmm.
friend. I was talking to her and I was telling her that, I've had two friends that stabbed me in my back already. And am not I'm not vindictive and I don't do anything back towards anyone, okay, because that's not me. It's not my personality. But I will cut you off.
Yeah,
And once I cut you off, that's it.
that's it.
Don't bother. And she was on my Facebook for a little while. I have them both on my Facebook, and I'm not going to block you because I'm not petty. I'm a grown up. I'm not a little baby, and I'm not going to keep, blocking people just because we disagree about something. No. I've had
Yeah,
them on for a long time and they're going to stay there. But also, I'm not going to let you continue to disrespect me in my life
yeah.
either. And she's been trying for so many years, would send me a message every now and then with her phone number, call me, let's hang out, let's do this. No, honey.
Been there, done that.
I'm sorry, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not reliving that. We're not repeating that.
No, we're not repeating any of that. And so it works well with a relationship too. It's the same thing. Like, do you want to relive somebody cheating on you or lying to you or disrespecting you or whatever it is the
Yeah,
situation is? No.
yeah.
And I know myself. I will let it go, but it's still in the back of my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So, someone wrote with boundaries. Yes, you can with boundaries.
you can.
Someone wrote no. Someone wrote with benefits. Sure. It's just like,
Of course. Yeah,
of
no.
course. Then someone wrote, I've been with my wife for 29 years. She's not the mother of my two older boys. She stepped into a partnership with my ex-wife without hesitation. The boys are now 34 and 35, and they are blessed with two mothers. You can't have a healthy relationship with your kids with animosity towards their other parent. They are still great friends. When they visit, we all go to dinner together, to the beach, island, just out and having fun. I'm incredibly thankful for both of them. But that's a rarity.
That is a rarity. That's very difficult to find a couple and kids and everything involved too, that they seem to have a really great relationship. Like, kudos to you that you can do that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Someone wrote, yes, I liked them at one point for some reason. Well, yeah, for some reason. And
Right,
then time
well,
goes on and things happen, and that doesn't mean that that reason still exists after you truly
right?
get to know or spend time with someone too. I
Yeah.
mean, and people change, and it's not always for the best. I mean,
No.
people grow. You are not living life if you don't grow. You don't change, you don't have experiences, you don't have any, you're not living life. You cannot go
Exactly.
through life being the same person you were when you were 16. It does not exist.
No, that's impossible.
And
Yeah,
if
that's
it
impossible.
does, something's wrong.
Yes.
Seriously,
Well, that's
something's
just like,
wrong.
well, and that's just like our mutual friend, that calls and doesn't really say anything, or texts and doesn't really say anything. It's just the same thing for umpteen years. Like,
Yep.
and maybe she needs help and maybe she needs to go get that help. But at the same time, like, you have to be willing to change your life. And those people who did whatever, your ex did whatever, and, just leave it as an ex. That's it. Move on.
Correct. Um, I just, everyone went into some relationship with their ex liking them.
Well, you have to.
Thinking
I mean,
you have to.
yeah, you're going to be in a relationship with that person, so you had to have liked something about him.
About them. Yeah. Someone wrote, of course, I'm friends with some of my exes. We are not best friends, but friendly enough that when I run into them, we chat and catch up for a bit and then go on our way.
Okay, so quick question to you. As you're reading those comments, are those comments that you just read similar as far as being friends with your ex? Do they come from males or do they come from females, or is it kind of a split?
It's a split.
It's a split. Okay, so both
like
sides.
the big one talking about how his wife of 29 years stepped into a relationship with his ex without hesitation and to raise the boys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's a he.
Yeah. So it's a split between.
It's a split. Some guys are saying no because women can be nasty too.
Yeah, they can, and that's why I asked. I was just curious to see who they were.
Yeah. Yes, depends. I'm friends with my ex. We were together for 7 years. We don't chat all the time, but we do catch up occasionally. As long as there's no feelings for one another, I don't see why not.
As long as there's no feelings for one another. See, now that's a hard one there.
Yeah.
That's where maybe the boundary has to come. I mean, you can move on from a relationship and not have feelings for each other in that kind of a way, as far as boyfriend, girlfriend,
I think if you move on from any relationship, your feelings have changed.
Yes. So you can, but that's a fine line. For me, that's a fine line.
Someone wrote, I am not one that will ever or could be friends with an ex. I mean, it's just a no.
Yeah, well, and like me, it's black and white. That's it. It's just a no.
Yeah. And then another person, yes, with boundaries, and a few other no's. I think it's kind of just split. Even if you left on good terms, at some point you've grown from that person and that relationship that you talk to them less, you check in less.
Correct.
Then years go by because you've moved on, you've met other people.
Yeah, correct. And your circle of friends is probably gonna not be the same anymore.
Same.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and you have to, like you said earlier, you have to grow. Plus, you have to grow from the relationship that you had, learn mistakes from it, and move on, hopefully for the better. If you don't move on for the better and you keep having them, then maybe you might want to just check yourself. Look yourself in the mirror, and talk to yourself. Ask yourself exactly what you want from a relationship and then go from there. Sometimes I do that, I look in the mirror and I'm like, you deserve a lot more than those relationships that you had. You
Yeah.
deserve a whole hell of a lot more. You bring a lot to the table. And if nobody appreciates it, then F them. Move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think it's a fine line. I don't see it's one thing to be cordial
Yeah,
with your ex than being friends, even being cordial because you have kids in common or whatever,
right.
and being civil doesn't mean you're friends either.
No, it doesn't. And you
You
don't
know,
have to be.
and it doesn't mean anything bad happened. Feelings can change for someone and you just move on. I mean,
Well, when you
you
have
know,
children, like you said, you need to be cordial to one another because you're not just dealing with yourselves, you're raising little people. So you need to
yes.
show them that, you don't have to be on the same page, but have to be on the same page, if that makes sense. So,
You have to
you
be able to
know,
talk and get through certain things for the benefits of your children.
yes, you sure do.
You know,
Plus, you're teaching them. They respond to how you act. So if
yes.
you're acting not nice to your significant other or whoever it is, whether it be male or female, they're going to pick up on that. They're going to do the same thing, in their relationship. The circle does repeat itself.
Yeah, it does. And um, whether you think someone is mentally unstable and why they're behaving that way, kids don't know that, and they see this behavior and they learn it,
Correct.
what they're seeing, not because there's a bigger issue or a bigger problem.
They think
Unfortunately,
it's a way of life,
they think it's
unfortunately.
a way of life. I somehow got away from thinking that that was a way of life. It never occurred to me this is how it was supposed to be. So I was fortunate in
Yeah.
that way, but not everyone is. And if you can get along for the sake of your children, just be cordial, not be friends. There's a difference between being cordial. I'm cordial with people at work. I'm like, hey, whoever you are,
Right.
or whatever you, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
doesn't mean
Exactly.
yeah,
Doesn't mean
you
you're
know,
best friends.
correct. I mean, there's a difference between being friends with someone
Yeah,
and being cordial because you have to be, based on, whatever your relationship was. It just,
absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely. Did you look
it
up any
just,
statistics on people who actually stayed friends after their relationships?
well, I did at one point. Did I write it down? I did not. It's been a crazy week in my house.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's understandable.
Um,
That's understandable.
you know,
But
um,
probably the majority will say no, I'm not friends with. But maybe I might be surprised. Who knows?
well, let's find out again.
Okay, let's do it.
The largest share of people, 44%, say they aren't friends with any of their exes. Women, 49%, are more likely than men, 38%, to say they're not friends with any of their exes. Would you be comfortable with with a partner of yours being friends with an ex?
Okay. Well, I mean, I figured women would probably be the majority
Women
that
are
they
going
would
to
not
be,
stay. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think you
Yeah.
kind of have to not stay sometimes.
You do.
Um,
Yeah.
for many reasons. And I think women, if it was a toxic relationship, um, realize this isn't good for them, and the only way to escape it is to escape it and wash your
Exactly.
hands of it. You cannot be like, we'll be friends, and before you know it, you start remembering the sweet times, and he's using his fancy words.
Exactly. Well, there you go. There you have it. Reeling you right back
Right back
in.
in.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Yeah.
hard. And I think to sit there and say with benefits is really just an uninteresting answer and comment.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you were looking for something like that, then you should have started the relationship with that
And just not had
and
a relationship
remained
and
that
just been like,
and
I'll
not
drive by once a month and we'll be good to go.
and that's it. Yeah. Or I'll call you. What are you doing tonight? Nothing. Okay, let's go. Done.
Yeah, done deal.
End of
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
That's not really a friendship.
No, it's not. Or a
It's
relationship for that matter.
uh, no, it's called being used
Yes. Yes.
and most likely abused.
Yeah, unless it's mutual, I mean, I've had one friends with benefits, and we were both on the same page, and it was fine.
Well,
I
I
didn't
think
have
that's,
feelings. I didn't really have anything. I mean, when we were together, we were, nice to each other. Um, nobody ever gave words of as though we were in a relationship when we were talking to each other. So I think the reason my friends with benefits went okay is because of that reason too. Like he didn't start saying things that I'm like, "Oh, you're such a liar. Don't say that stuff." We're together for just this. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, but it wasn't about that. We would have normal conversations about life and things like that, but nobody ever brought the
it
fact
wasn't
in.
that relationship
No,
level.
no.
How do
And
you do that?
it didn't really last. I don't know. I didn't think I could do it, to be honest,
I don't think
because
I
I'm
could.
an emotional person.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm a very emotional person, especially when it comes to intimacy. But I don't know how I did it. I can't even tell you how.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I just, how do you do that?
I
And I
don't
know
know.
people, that do it. I have a friend who has a guy friend, and he's younger than her. I mean, she's a
Hmm.
grandmother, and when I say she's a grandmother, she's in her early 60s, more,
Yeah.
grandmotherly age and look. She has all the gray hair and all that stuff, and she looks great. Don't get me wrong, she doesn't look like it, but she's, looks more the role, I guess. But she's like, yeah, I see this guy once a month. Make sure to clean out the cobwebs, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Now
And
he wants to like live with her and stuff, and this has been going on for years. And she's like, no, we're just
mm,
gonna keep it the way it is. So I don't know if he doesn't move on because he's hoping one day she'll change her mind. But when I say she's older, it's not a
as
few years. He's probably late 40s.
he's late 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's together with her because maybe he might think that she will eventually change her mind.
But at some point you have to realize she's that much older that someone's going to be taking care of someone at some point.
I don't think they think about that.
Don't
You
they?
know, I do. I
Yeah,
did.
well, we're
And
at that
like,
age.
yes. Like, when I was in my 30s or in my late 20s, my mom would be like, "Okay, you should get married. You should go marry somebody in their 50s, because they have their life all set and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Mom," I said, "when I get to my 40s, how old is that man going to be?" If I get married to him, and I'm not ready to change somebody's diaper at 40
Diaper.
years old. Get the hell out of here. I told her, no, I'm not living back in the day, okay? Times have changed. Times have changed, and
Yeah.
that's not what I'm looking for.
And I have another friend, and she has not the one we interviewed, she has a few, she's older too,
Hmm.
a few guy friends that one comes to town for her birthday just for that purpose.
Oh, she's
For
a cougar.
yearly, well, I don't know that she's older or if he's about the same age. I'm just saying
Ah, okay.
she told me years ago, you have to shut off emotions and just have sex. I'm just like, whatever works for you. So she has a guy who flies in, he's
Hmm.
states away to see her for her birthday.
Well, that's a great birthday gift. I love that idea. If I was alone and didn't have anyone and I was, of a certain age or whatever, and I'm okay with that. And she's right. You do. You basically, in your head, you already have this understanding that emotions are not going to play any role in this sexual encounter. Okay. So in your mind, you already know this. So I think when you do have that, that it's not the first thing you're thinking of. Yes, it is an emotional thing to do with somebody else, but that's not your first thought. Your first thought is just, I want some. That's it. Done.
Is it?
For me, it was. Yeah, that's it. It's good. I like it. I want some. Done.
So for me, I have to be attracted to the man, and it's not just a physical attraction. It has to be like they have to be smart. Just,
Oh, well, no, there's other
know,
things that play in a role with
like, I
that
don't
too, of
think I could
course.
just be
It's
there
not
for
with
someone
anyone.
I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I
No.
think I would
It's
get attached.
when I say that I don't put my emotions, it's not that it's with anyone. It's like,
Hmm.
it's a person that I've known.
Yeah.
It's a person that, yes, we've maybe hung out every once in a while, or I see at parties, or I see with another friend, or what have you. It's like a mutual circle of friends that we hang
So
out with.
when
So,
this guy you used to see,
mhm.
how has that affected your friendship now?
um, he he moved on. So he was younger than me, and he's moved on now. So yeah, I'm the cougar. Yes, I
Cougar.
am. I don't look for it. It just comes by itself. It's not like I'm out there going, "Oh, where's all the youngins?" No.
A little creepy if you were, but
That is creepy. Yeah,
we would
no.
have to have a talk.
Yes. But he was in a circle of friends that was there, and um we had a mutual understanding that when it was his time to move on, that he would let me know, or if it was my time to move on, that I would let him know.
Gotcha.
And then that way we're not exchanging nasty ass bodily fluids with 10,000 people,
Right.
which I'm sure happens and occurs, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so he told me that it was his time to move on, and I was okay with it. I said, okay, well, good luck to you. That's it. And that was
Good
the end of
luck.
the story. Yeah, that's it. That was the end of the story.
The
I
end of
mean,
the
I
story.
I still
So, how did you
had
feel
contact.
after? Like, he was gone and you knew that that was it.
I was fine, to be honest with you.
You didn't
I
like
didn't
sit there and think about it and have a moment of just, I don't know.
No, but I will tell you every once in a while I think about him and I wonder what he's doing or where he's at. I will tell you that. Just because he was a really nice guy. He was a really nice guy. He was very affectionate. He was very understanding. When we had talks, they were like real talks. They weren't like just shoot the shit kind of talk. And it's it was our relationship was built on a different level, on a different level. It was not just a sexual level, but it was more of an understanding level of the other person. And so that's why, to me, I do every once in a while think, oh, hey, what happened to him? I still have his phone number in my phone, as a matter of fact. I mean, not that I'm gonna, text him or anything like that, because
Why wouldn't you?
well, because if he's married, I mean, I don't know how the wife is gonna
Well, he just say it's an old
take
friend
it.
I haven't talked to or seen in years.
Well, honey, please. Like some
Just
people
asking.
some people will accept that. Other people will be like, "Who the fuck are you? And why are you talking to my husband?"
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't want to cross that threshold because I just don't want any drama in my life. So, but I do often wonder, where he's at and what he's doing. Um, 'Cause it was good. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed myself when I was with him. So,
You never asked
it
if he had a
was
brother?
it was mutual. Yeah, right? No kidding. They're probably
Oh.
younger than him though. That's too much. No, there's a line. I have a line that I don't cross. They have to be, you know, they can't be like 18, 19 years old. That's a little much.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got nothing. I don't have a story to share.
Yeah.
Sorry. Boring old char just sitting over
Oh
here.
my God. One time I went to Jamaica, right?
Hmm.
I went to Jamaica with my cousin, and
Oh
there was
Lord.
this young boy.
Oh no.
Yes, he was 19 years old, and I think I was in my 30s at the time when her and I went to Jamaica. And he would just every time we got on one of those little shuttle buses or whatever, they were taking us in town or what have you, he'd come and sit next to me and he'd talk to me. He was Italian. And
Oh.
he was a cute kid. He was a cute kid, but at the time he was my daughter's age, for Christ's sake. Okay, they were the same age. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, yeah, I was 39. I was 38, 39. So then I'm sitting there. So I opened up conversation with him, and we were talking and what have you. And everywhere we went for the week, the couple days that he was there, he would always come over if he saw me on the beach, say hi, grab me a drink or get me this or get me that. He was very, very nice kid. And uh, we were out at the club. So at the resort, there's a little club over
Mm-hmm.
there or whatever. And the drinks, they're all included with everything, so we got a little bit tipsy. Nothing happened. Nothing happened because I wouldn't, but he wanted to. He wanted to get frisky. Just gonna say that. And then I looked at him, I said, dude, like, you know how old you are? You're as old as my daughter. I don't think so. Oh, come on. We're in Jamaica. Nobody has to know. Nobody. That's not the point. Nobody's gonna know, but that's not the point. The point is you can be my son, and I just cannot do that. I'm sorry. He got he was so upset for like the last day that he was there, and he goes, I'll remember this. And I said, okay, that's good. Remember it because it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
do have some dignity about me, for Christ's sake. Now, come on. You know?
That's so funny to me. I don't know. I could never just hook up with some guy on a trip knowing
No, I can't.
no,
No, I can't. Even if he was my age, I don't think I would do it. I
no.
could do it. No. I don't know you. I
Yeah,
have to know you. I don't know
you'll
you.
end up with like that Natalie Holloway girl.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can you
No
imagine?
offense to that, but
No.
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
don't
that's so
stray away.
sad.
Don't go talk to strange people because you don't ever know what you're walking into. I don't care how cute they
No.
are
Exactly.
and how charming
Exactly.
they are. At some point you gotta be like, yeah, this isn't right. I know better. I've been taught better. Even if you don't have that gut feeling speaking up, I know your
Exactly.
mom told you.
That's right. Listen to that voice
The
inside your
mom's
head.
voice in your head,
Yes,
because I know your
listen to
mom
that.
told you. I mean, and by no means am I saying, well, yeah, I asked for it or she asked for it or anything. No, I'm just saying, go off with the wrong person. You never know what you're going to get because you don't know them.
No, absolutely.
And it's
Absolutely. Always
romantic
stay
because
with
you're
your
on an
friends.
island and no. So, take care of yourself and use your intuition. But I just don't think I could just,
Yeah.
uh,
No, I couldn't do that. And forget his age. I mean, his age was the number one play for me, but even that, forget his age, like he I don't know him. It's not like I can be like, okay, I'm gonna go back to your room. How do I know he's not gonna kidnap me or kill me or something to that effect? No, I'm not doing that. I
yeah,
don't care how inebriated I am. It's not
no,
gonna happen.
no. I just have no interest in that type
No.
of relationship with anybody.
No, I have to know you if I'm gonna do something like that with you. If I'm just gonna have no emotions whatsoever and just do what I want to do, and we're on the same page as far as that goes. But uh, but yeah, no, I have to know you. I'm sorry, I just don't.
and
Hey,
this would be that whole ex thing too. Like for me,
yeah.
I don't think, like, I would be cordial when need be for family events, but we're not texting.
No, exactly. There's no need to.
Unless it involves the kid, then we're not
Right.
texting.
Yeah, there's
So
no need to. It's not necessary.
the past is the past. That's why you choose to move on.
You got it.
You
You
know.
got it. Words to live by. Past is the past.
You
Move
got
to
to
the future.
grow and move on.
Yes.
So yeah, so that was the question I asked, and it was a lot of the same answers, a lot of no's with no explanation, no story, no meaning
Mm-hmm.
behind it. So I don't know what their reasoning is, or if they tried to be friends and it didn't work out because they felt like they were always being drugged back in. I didn't get any specifics or details given to me.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for specifics and details because it can be interesting. Someone's experience can be interesting and a learning
Definitely.
experience.
Definitely.
It can teach you something or make you think about something
Well, yeah,
differently.
because we all experience things in a different way. Your life is not the same as my life, and so, you know, please give those comments some juice.
Yes, like a little meat behind the bone.
Yes, exactly. But no, and I'm not surprised to know that women are the first ones to actually say no, like
A huge
not have
percentage,
them. Yeah, a huge percentage not having the relationship. Women are emotional beings, so I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah, stepping back into the same shoes is always easy and comfortable, but that doesn't mean it's right or healthy or where you should be.
Correct. Yep. Take
As
care
we
of
always
yourselves.
try to teach our loved ones.
Absolutely. We try our best. What are you going to do?
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. No.
Totally inappropriate, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Only you
Well,
saw that.
yes.
This
But
is not video.
we can only give our advice to the best of our knowledge. What they choose to do with that advice is on them.
Correct.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have no control over that, no matter how old they are. Yeah.
This is rum. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I love rum.
I do.
Rum is the best, especially coconut rum. Coconut rum is awesome. Yeah.
So,
But
but
that's
that was
good.
it, my dear. That was
That
the
was right up
basics
my
of it.
alley. Yeah, I
Yeah,
liked it. Right up
I knew
my
you would
alley.
be a no. I knew you would be a
Yeah.
no because of the
Yeah.
situations and
Yeah,
stuff.
you
And
already know. We've
I
discussed it
already know.
before.
Yeah. And for me,
Yeah.
it'd be a no too. But
Yeah.
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 Hmm. I
Awesome. Well,
know.
thank you guys for listening as always. This one was a little bit of a short one, but hopefully a good and sweet one as well. Um, I always enjoy my time with you. And if you guys have anything that you guys would like
Absolutely.
us to talk about, please leave them in the comments and Char will get back to you. We also have an email too as well. And I'll turn it over to you to let them know where we are everywhere.
Yeah, we're just a hair under an hour, which isn't too bad. We're typically
Yeah.
an hour, 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
we are everywhere. Well, we try to be. We
Yes.
are on Spotify. What's
Spotify.
Spotify? I'm on
Maybe that's a new app.
We are on Spotify, Amazon, Samsung Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Apple, Google, Pandora, TuneIn, iHeart, and Deezer.
All right. Very
And that's
cool.
about
We're
it, my
everywhere.
dear friend. I'm glad you're feeling better. Glad to
Thank
have you
you.
back.
Thank you. And hopefully this week for the both of us will be a lot better than it was this past week. So always
Depends on how
good
much
having
rum there
date
is in the
night.
world.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know.
It is Sunday. It is date night, June 2nd.
Second. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
20 days until I am cruising.
I know. I'm so excited for you. A little bit
Thank you.
jealous, but I'm very excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I plan on going a couple Mondays, to the beach somewhere, hopefully.
Well,
So we'll
I'm
see.
hoping that at some point when maybe things get a little more settled on your end and you're able to focus on other things, that maybe some point you can get here.
Yes.
Because you had a birthday, so happy belated birthday. It was
I
Friday.
did. Thank you. Yes.
And then you were feeling a little under the weather the last few days, so we just
I
kind of
have
held
been,
off.
yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you were here, we would have celebrated in style.
Absolutely. I love that. Right up my alley with style. You know
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
You know
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have had a great day.
Yeah, it would have been fun. Maybe next year.
Next year. Yeah, of course. Why not? Why not?
Seriously.
No, seriously,
I
I
think
will
she's
make it a point.
exhausted trying to humor me.
I will make it a point to come out for my birthday maybe next year. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That sounds
so
like fun. I like that idea.
it's been a year since you've been here. Well,
I
almost a
know.
year. It's almost
Well,
a
you
year.
never know. I think I'm going to shut down in August for about a week. Maybe I'll catch a flight and head on down there for a week and then come back up here. So it'll be
Let me
cool.
know.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I'll shut down.
Yeah. For sale sign.
Yes. Oh, you want the for sale sign, not the just shut down for a week
Yeah.
business. Yes. Yeah, me too. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is that for sale sign? I'm
Do
working
you need
on
me to
it.
send you a few?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I can go on Amazon right now.
I have one actually on the side of the building there, so I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Her eyebrows are moving up and down because you guys can't see them. But yeah, it will. It'll happen eventually. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fire.
Yes. Under my butt.
Okay, my dear. It's been fun as always chatting
As
with you.
always. Same. Have a wonderful night.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.